It's a shame for fame lost the head. A careless man who wind up dead. Some kind of fall. Take it all. Oh, these words are true, and I make you believe. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. For those that don't know, that is the classic Sheamus theme song that he debuted with in 2009. This is episode 6 of Giving Flowers. We're going to give Sheamus his Celtic flowers. Yes, gotta give credit when credit is due. Sheamus has been consistent for years. Sheamus has been one of those guys. You know, I didn't really become a fan of Sheamus until maybe late 2012. No, late 2011 through 12, 13. He gained a massive respect from me because the matches he was having with Big Show at the time, he was world champ, I think in 2012 and 11. One of those. And then he just, he won the Royal Rumble in 2012. And let's not even talk about this guy accomplishments. This dude has been a 4-time world champ, 3-time WWE champ. Not 4-time world champ, but, in total 4 times. He was a 1-time world champ, 3 different occasions as WWE champ. I think he won the title in I think the same year he came, because he beat John Cena in a tables match, his first WWE title match. I don't remember all of them, but I remember that was one of them. At that time, I was not watching, though. 2009 was kind of unbearable. It's very little I remember, because that's when the PG era started, and I just couldn't bear it when I seen them stop a match because somebody was bleeding. They didn't stop the match. They actually went in there and wiped the blood off the guy's face, and I was like, oh, yeah, I can't watch this. But that didn't stop me from watching for good and going back and, coming back around 2010 and noticing how Sheamus was doing and etc., right? And Sheamus, man, he's a guy that definitely deserves his flowers. Looking at Sheamus now, Sheamus has been giving us banger after banger or burger after burger. Don't matter. I like burgers too. And Sheamus, man, he has pretty much done it all except win the Intercontinental Championship, which I think that might be the match the title he get before he puts his boots up. But Sheamus, man, dude has been incredible for years. Incredible shape, even if it was burger after burger. He's been tremendous. The guy, I often compared him to Mike Awesome. If you know Mike Awesome, the ECW days, you'll see why I say that. He wasn't a daredevil as much as Mike Awesome and reckless as Mike Awesome, but just imagine Mike Awesome versus Sheamus in their primes as a match. Oh my goodness. You talk about their matches would have been brutal. I mean, brutal, bro. And Sheamus has gave us some hard-hitting, brutal fucking matches. You know what I'm saying? But, Sheamus still got to be, because, how can he not? This guy is bleach white. Bleach white. Like, Becky's Irish, and she ain't that white at all. Finn Balor's Irish. Lyra Keir's Irish. They not nowhere near that white. They not even close. So Sheamus did stick out. You know what I mean? He definitely stuck out, like, for sure. And the red hair, and you know what I mean? And yeah, man, Sheamus, he has been electrifying for a while. Great mic skills for him. You know what I mean? Mic skills don't particularly mean you got to be good as a Miz or good as The Rock or something. Your mic skills can work for you. And Sheamus, he already got his strong accent, and you know what I mean? So his mic skills worked for him. You know what I mean? King Sheamus, this guy went king in the ring. This motherfucker's done everything. You know what I mean? He had a hell of a tag team run with Cesaro in the bar. I loved how that started off with them not getting along. That was always good. And then their matches they had was good too. Sheamus is one of those guys I'm sure Dave Meltzer has never gave a 5-star match rating to. And you see why, to me, he has even more or less credibility. So I'm sure he never gave Sheamus a 5-star match. And Sheamus got quite a few of them. Quite a few of them. Sheamus has got some hard hitting ass matches for sure. He gave Gunther some of Gunther's best matches that he had in WWE. Hell, he gave a lot of people. Him and Big Show was real good for the world title back in the day. But Sheamus, man, he is kind of one of a kind type of guy. You know what I mean? He come in, of course, as the typical foreigner villain, but in a way a little different. He had like more of this warrior sense where he would go out there and watch his prey and shit like that. You know what I mean? It was something a little just different about him. He was a fighting ass nigga. He reminded me so much of Finley. When Finley came to WWE, that tough guy, super tough guy persona, that was basically a younger Sheamus, right? That's basically like Fit Finley. Sheamus is basically a younger version of Fit Finley at the time, right? Because now my guy Sheamus is 47, almost 50. Don't look a day old. I don't know what type of vampire blood he's drinking or something, but he looked the same as he did in 2009. He's still a big ass dude. He looked the same, right? But I mean, if you don't respect Sheamus at this point, I mean, you probably just haven't been watching or something, because there's no way not to respect the contributions that Sheamus has done, the career this guy has done. When it's all said and done, this guy is for sure, bona fide Hall of Famer without question. You know what I mean? He got some clashes under his belt, and not even just matches, just, certain moments, feuds. Him and Triple H, WrestleMania 26 was pretty cool. I felt like Sheamus should have won that match, but it is what it is. Him and Cena, him and Orton had some. So he had some shit, man, under his belt. But Sheamus, right now, for the last couple of years, he's been just really in a position where nothing can hurt him at this point. You know what I mean? Nothing can hurt this guy at this point. At any given time, they could push Sheamus to the world title, and it wouldn't feel weird. Because Sheamus is one of those guys that know how to put people over. You got to go through hell to fight Sheamus. One of those guys that's just great at putting people over with just matches. He's one of those dudes. He could just have great matches, and he's over, because that's what he's known for at this point. He's been kind of known for that, but Sheamus, if you want to get someone over as a tough guy, Sheamus is your guy. They're doing that with Rusev. Rusev already had beef. They got history, but for people that they're reintroducing to Rusev, Sheamus is the guy to do it. If you want to put someone over as this monstrous beast, Sheamus is one of those guys you got to go through. He's a gatekeeper at this point of his career. He's a gatekeeper at this point. You really think about it. He's in the upper mid card, but he's a gatekeeper though. If you could beat Sheamus, then it pretty much looked like you could beat anybody at this point. Brian Breaker had to go through him. A few people had to go through Sheamus to kind of reach a stature, a certain stature in their career, But, Sheamus has pretty much done it all. He's won everything you can win. Money in the Bank. Remember 5-15 when he with Roman Reigns? I forgot who he just beat. When Sheamus came out there when he had the mohawk and shit. The "You Look Stupid" chants. It was greatness, man. That was some cool stuff. But he had the 5-15 shirt because he beat Roman in 5 minutes 15 seconds. It was something else when you came to the chat. That was something else. It was pretty funny. We go back and look at it. But Sheamus, man, yes, he has entered the series of flowers giving because this guy definitely earned it. Hopefully he do win the Intercontinental Championship before his career is done. That will complete his Grand Slam tour. That's why I'm basically calling it, because he's basically been on a run for that title for quite a while. And it's quite of a story they're telling with that. But yeah, Sheamus deserves his flowers, his Celtic flowers, and that's exactly what we're doing today. So shouts out to Sheamus. Keep up the good work. Like, share, subscribe, dislike all the good shit. Comment below. What do y'all think of this? We are out.